Guys, what is up? This is a Kansas Kid, and the question today is cash still king? What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that phrase right there? Is cash still king? Um, so I utilize cash every day. Every day I utilize cash. I personally try to use cash more than I do my card or anything else. Um, we all know that it's important to have cash, stat cash. Have it ready, have it available in the physical form. Now, don't get me wrong, because having money in the bank is also important. Having money in your savings is important. Having money that if something you need to do and you need to transfer funds, whatever it is, having all of those things in, arm's reach to be able to function and do the things you need to do is very important. But the main thing I think that is important to have is cash. Guys, cash, this isn't going to go anywhere. This is not going to go anywhere. Hyperinflation, I'm sure we're going to see it, increase eventually. I think that a lot of the times that with how we run our things, it is monitored and regulated very closely. Hyperinflation is real. The value of the dollar going down is very real. But here's the thing: you have to have the flow to make things work. You have to have that flow to pay your bills, pay your phone bill, pay your lights, all that good stuff. I do a side gig 6 months out of the year, and that side gig, I only deal in cash. I only take payments in cash. Anytime I give change, it's always in cash. I strictly only deal in cash on my side gig. And the reason that is because, you guys know the reason. If you have a side gig, the whole reason for a side gig is to make extra money. To be able to purchase things, that is peer to peer, individual to individual. Now, in Kansas, things run a little different than the city. Things run a little bit slower. We do a lot of peer-to-peer transactions. Whether that may be buying, personal items for personal protection, things like that, whatever. A lot of the things we deal in cash. If we, do jobs for someone, whatever it may be, or something on the side, it's in cash. Like I said, you guys know the reason why you deal in cash, because you don't want to pay the man. Like I said, a lot of my transactions throughout the day are cash. Wherever I go. The idea is I like to have that set aside, and whatever is coming out for bills and my lights and whatever payment I got to have, that's in a separate thing. Having money in savings account in a bank is a separate thing. Do you put all your eggs in one basket? Absolutely not. You do not do that. But I think dispersed out, in a big area. This is another one. This is dispersing your cash right here, guys. You get this, you trade it for this. This is part of your portfolio. This is part of your, diversified funds, right? But it's important to have this set aside, because I have personally had my accounts frozen. I've known numerous people that's had their accounts frozen. Guys, you can't access that stuff. Your account gets frozen, and that's from being hacked. Or someone in Ohio getting your card number, and I get gas in Columbus, Kansas. Then 30 minutes later, all of a sudden, I'm getting gas in Columbus, Ohio. It flags. Well, they lock your stuff up, and they freeze your account. Don't know how long it's going to be for. Have this. You gotta have this ready to go. It's just convenient to have, and it's nice to have. If something goes down, if computers go down, a glitch happens, whatever it may be, guys, you have to have this to operate. You know, like it or not, you got to have it. What do you think? Is cash still king? Do you have to have it to operate? Do you have to have it to go about your daily life, you know, making your transactions? Or do you just always grab that card and you swipe the card? I think the more you can use cash, the better off you are. The more transactions you can do, you know, unmonitored, the better off you are. So I was listening to Pirate's video the other day about this. And yeah, I agree with them 100%, you know, and it is very important, you know, to have that cash reserve, to have a side hustle or a side flow coming in, whatever it may be. It's important to have that. And once you get into the mindset of stacking cash, it's the same mindset as stacking gold and silver. It's the same mindset of diversifying and stuff like that. Also, too, is, you know, whenever I spend this and I come home, you know, from a day or a couple days, man, I got a pocket full of change. And that change just goes to the side. It goes in my whiskey jar. It goes in a side jar or something. And it just sits there and builds up and builds up and builds up and builds up. And usually about once a year, I go cash it in. That right there is another side savings account. So within a year, I think last year when I did it, it was in January. It was like $600 I had in change. I took it to the bank, dumped it in there, got cash out of it. You know, they put it through their sorter, and it was good to go. That's just side savings, you know, that you don't even think about. You know, and it's just another layer, you know, the layer of savings and the layer of being prepared. There's numerous layers. I think cash is still king because it still operates. People still use it. You know, that's my take on it. Guys, what do you think? Let me know. I appreciate your time. Talk to you soon.